Now we'll see the graphical approach to solve the word problems, right? Okay, so problem is like this. If car accelerate with an acceleration alpha, if car accelerates with an acceleration alpha starting from rest and then again it decelerates with an deceleration beta, right? The total time elapsed in this is capital T supposed to be, and the time for which it accelerates, let us suppose that time is small t, right? Okay, so now you have to find the maximum velocity achieved by this particle or object or car. So this is maximum velocity you have to find, and number 2, you have to find the distance covered by this object, right? So the question says if the car accelerates with an acceleration alpha starting from rest, right, for a time interval small t, and then again it decelerates with an deceleration beta for the time interval capital T minus small t. Total time elapsed in this is capital T. You have to find the maximum velocity and the distance covered by the car. Okay, so this is the velocity versus time graph, right? Okay, so the approach is very simple, right? So you have to find the slope, right? So slope of this graph, that slope gives you what? Acceleration. So alpha, alpha is equal to, you can write, so first step is to find the slope, that is alpha. Alpha is equal to, the slope is equal to y2 minus y1, that is Vmax minus 0, divided by x2 minus x1, that is t minus 0. Right, so here y2 minus y1 is nothing but Vmax minus 0 and x2 minus x1 is nothing but t minus 0. That is the slope that we all know, right? So, and alpha is equal to Vmax upon small t, right? So, next, second, this slope, that is beta. Beta is negative slope, that we know. So, beta can be written as Vmax minus 0. Vmax minus 0 divided by capital T minus small t. Capital T minus small t. Right. So this is the deceleration and this is the acceleration. Right. So from these two equations here, beta can be rewritten as Vmax upon capital T minus small t. So from this equation number 1 and equation number 2, from this equation number 1 and equation number 2, we can write Vmax is equal to alpha t, and here Vmax is equal to beta capital T minus small t, and we have, now see, this from equation number 1 and equation number 2, we have alpha t is equal to beta capital T minus small t, right? So Vmax is equal to alpha t and Vmax is equal to beta capital T minus small t. Now here alpha t is equal to beta capital T minus beta small t, right? Okay, so from this alpha t plus beta t is equal to beta capital T, right? So t common out lenge, and that is t in bracket alpha plus beta is equal to beta capital T, and we'll get t as beta capital T divided by alpha plus beta, right? So this is the time interval, that is small t. Small t is equal to beta capital T divided by alpha plus beta. Now putting this small t in any of the equation will get Vmax. So here I'll put the small t in this Vmax will get, putting in first equation will get Vmax as Vmax is equal to alpha into t, and that is alpha into small t is beta capital T divided by alpha plus beta, and Vmax is equal to alpha beta capital T divided by alpha plus beta. And this is the expression for maximum velocity, right? So this is the expression for maximum velocity, and the distance traveled by the car is calculated by the area, right? Area under VT graph gives you what? The distance, right? Here the graph is like this. This is alpha, this is beta. Small t, capital T, this is Vmax, alpha, beta. So this is T. So area under VT graph gives you change in displacement, right? And the magnitude of the displacement gives you what? The distance traveled, right? Okay, so distance traveled is S, and that is equal to area under this graph, and that is area of triangle is half base into height. So base is capital T minus small 0, right? Capital T minus 0. This is the base, and height is Vmax. So Vm, and from previous expression, as we know, Vmax as alpha beta capital T divided by alpha plus beta. Putting in this, we'll get alpha beta capital T square divided by twice of alpha plus beta, and this is the distance traveled. It is very simple, and most of the questions are coming based on the find the maximum velocity or find the distance traveled by an object. Thank you.